to Ray-Bans. Shout out Rocky, first black creative director at Ray-Bans. First fly nigga, 2015, black frame with gold accents. I got these in like 10th grade when I thought I needed glasses, but I never actually did. Yes, sir. Today we're talking about who is Midtrovert for the 99% don't know. Midtrovert is me. Midtrovert is a creative conglomerate, tastemaker, a fashion designer, DJ, graphic designer, um, assistant, manager, everything you could kind of think of in one person. I would say my current pursuit right now is fashion design. However, I always have hands in multiple things. It's never just one. I think that I'm important because I'm one of the last um, historians left um, that still can be multi-generational. I feel like a lot of the creatives coming up now don't care to do their homework, or the phones kind of desensitize the idea of, putting in your 20,000 hours. So that causes just rapid pace learning, and it's never really the same. It's never really the same. You could feel it. Um, my best relation would be kind of just to the longevity of um, music, or the listenability, the replay value. Um, you can go back and you can listen to pretty much any R&B, hip hop, rap album from 2013, and you could play it for months straight, and it's an entire experience. But I feel like nowadays, most of the music, most of the art, most of the fashion is digested within 1 day to 2 weeks, and nothing more or less, and it's not something you really want to come back to. I think that's primarily due to lack of attention to detail, lack of storyline, and lack of, like, I would say, overall purpose. What does this piece of art mean? Why am I doing this? Um, Obviously, in 2025, a lot of things are based on virality and money. You can pay to win nowadays. And I think that's where the playing field started to get messed up. So I'm kind of the alchemist of that situation. I'm the kid that was there in 2016, 2017 when ASAP was in its prime and they were dropping cozy tapes and they were outside doing pop-ups. So I've always just been near the culture. I feel like what makes me a viable source of creativity is because I'm three, three, and three. I'm outside, living in the culture. I'm creating my own culture from my own learnings, findings, and experiences. And then I'm online studying the past historians. And I feel like that's what Midtrovert is a fusion of the past, present, and future of whatever medium I'm currently deciding to settle in. So if that's fashion for the next 2 years, that also encompasses music and visual storytelling, so photography, videography, so on and so forth. I currently live in Temecula, California. Um, for those who don't know, it's just a bit south of LA. It's about an hour south, but essentially there's no culture here. I think what makes me extremely important is because I was able to cultivate a culture here for a point in time. Between my first and second fashion shows, anyone that was currently living in this area can attest to the feeling that was in the air of wanting to be the next, best creative, the next best model, the next best designer. There was this energy that you can pick up if you're close enough to where I was hosting these sort of things. So to me, that was honestly a test run based off of my previous experiences working in the industry. That's what I'm currently working on explaining is my past because I feel like a lot of my current followers or fans have only seen what I've done in the past 2 years, but I've been working for like the past nine. So that's what the Golden Era documentary is supposed to be about. It's just essentially of everything that's made me me at this current point in time. So that's going to be a three-part film where I picked up the camera starting in 2016 when I first really made the decision to start Midtrovert into physical inception. And it's going to lead all the way up to present day. And I'm going to be breaking it down based off of chapters. So doing runway shows and being successful at that, being an assistant in Hollywood, so actually being in the industry, going to award shows, being around celebrities, seeing how the room worked, and essentially walking back down that mountain and coming back somewhere and creating my own culture, my own community with my findings in my own way. So, Metrovert is, I think, the last real formula of respecting culture for what it's worth. Not this quick cookie cutter, I'm viral today, and in yet 1 year, no one cares about me anymore because it was a time and it was a trend. I feel like I'm like the last person that's able to make it through the gate before the culture is fully burnt. I mean, I think even right now, the culture is at a very close decline to collapsing, just based on the threshold to which people are allowed to insert themselves in it. Like it's very easy nowadays, whereas as social media was still becoming a common, you'd have to actually go to places. You'd have to kind of study people. It wasn't just a straight shot, pay to play sort of game. You actually had to, go to the storyline, beat some missions, so on and so forth. I think that what makes me special is the fact that I'm that middle ground. I can understand that nowadays, attention spans are low, so we want something that's straight to the point. But I think also I still have a very good idea of conceptualizing art into a long form yet entertaining concept. I think that my work will be shown best through this film. I actually graduated from UCR in 2021 with a bachelor's in directing, film directing. So, kind of actually now getting the chance to fully, I guess, use my degree to show people how far I've come in my journey is it's important. And I think that's one thing that is constantly missing from current day culture is like the process. It's not a 1 month get quick rich scheme. It's really just the love of the art, and I think that's the bottom line. That's the basis. That's the foundation. Like, do you really love this shit, or is this just something that you've been inspired by someone that you thought looked cool on the internet? And a lot of that shit will be prevalent. So between that and the rest of the year, I hope to do my first Los Angeles runway show. My first two were in Temecula, and those were great, but I feel like now I'm at a point where I need to elevate. I feel like I'm at a point now where I kind of have to expand my market. Big fish, small pond, or big fish, small, nigga. And so I think if I have one successful LA show, it'll be pretty apparent that I am exactly who I've been saying that I am, and I'll be able to kind of reach a new market as well as like new eyes. I feel like as of right now, I've kind of capstoned the amount of visibility I can get from doing events in town, and I also feel like I've capstoned the complexity to which the art I can present to the audience that I currently have. They say do one thing at a time, and then once that one thing hooks, go back and, fill in the blanks. Me, I've personally always been someone who puts my hands in everything's like previously stated. And that's kind of the stubbornness in my artistic nature that has, in some cases, some people would say like slowed me down because I'm doing everything and nothing. And I think a lot of people find that hard to grasp as a concept. I personally think that that's only hard to grasp if you're not paying attention or you're generally just not artistically like intelligent. So within those two mediums, I like to keep a bar for my art. I like to keep a basis. My neighbor's dog is tweaking. LA, third runway show, get the pieces on who I need to get them on, and go from there.